A boy went for a walk with a friend. They decided to go to the ruins that were left of an old fortress. They said that there they could see the spirit of an old baron, and they also said that sometimes you could find ancient coins there. But even if there was nothing there, it was still fun to play in the ruins. There were plenty of hiding places. Or you could play defenders of the fortress, or pretend they were hiding here from an old baron who was said to have killed children, boiled their skin, and then made books out of it. And they also said that the baron cut off the hands of his prisoners and hung them up to dry like clothes on ropes. "Let's look for coins first," said the boy's friend. The older children in the courtyard said that there were most of them where the fallen leaves were collected. And indeed, the wind was constantly blowing leaves from the trees that grew nearby into the ruins, and these leaves themselves gathered in the corners in large piles. The boys began to rake up the old leaves, but there was only earth and stones under them. They didn't find a single coin, but they did find an old rusty chain. One end of the chain was embedded in the wall, and when they pulled the chain, the wall suddenly moved and they saw steps going down. "Wow!" exclaimed the boy's friend. "Look, it's a secret passage. Maybe there's a whole treasure hidden there." Pushing each other, they climbed inside. Inside it was dark and smelled of damp earth. They climbed down to the end of the steps. "Do you see anything?" the friend asked. "No," replied the boy, but then he remembered that he had a box of matches in his pocket. "Wait, I'll light a match." He took out the matches and lit one, and they immediately shrieked, for in the light of the burning match they saw a skeleton sitting in an iron chair. "Who is it?" "The old baron," asked the friend. The match went out and the boy lit another one. They came closer and saw that the neck, arms, and legs of the dead man were held by brackets of white metal, which in the firelight shone like new, although the iron chair was all rusted from time. "My grandmother told me," said the boy, "that the old baron was a ghoul, and they could only kill him with a silver arrow, and to keep him from climbing out of the grave, they nailed his hands and feet to the coffin with silver nails." "I have heard that story too," replied the friend, "but this one is not in a coffin, but sitting in a chair." The second match went out. The boy lit another one, but while he was lighting it, something rumbled in the darkness, and when the match flared up, they saw that the iron chair with the dead man was closer. "We must get away from here," said the boy, "if he really is a ghoul." "Look," said the friend and pointed to the ground. The boy looked and saw that there were many bones on the ground, and they were all bones of hands, many different hands, big and small. And there were more than just bones here. Some of the severed hands were well preserved, as if they had been severed only recently. The boy was suddenly frightened. It seemed to him that the dead man was looking at them, waiting for the light to go out. So the boy did not wait for the match to go out and immediately lit a new one. "Let's go away from here," said the boy. "I don't like it here." "Wait," suddenly said the friend. He bent down, picked up something from the ground and went to the exit. The boy ran after him until the match went out. When they climbed out, they thought they heard someone laughing loudly downstairs. Or maybe it was just the wind rustling the old leaves. Then the boy saw that his friend was holding something in his hands. "What have you got there?" The friend hid his hand behind his back, but then he answered, "A gift from the old baron." When they were on their way home, the boy saw a ring with a large dark red stone on his friend's hand. "You took it from there?" he asked his friend. "Yes," said the friend. "What's it to you?" The boy shook his head. "My grandmother used to say that you mustn't take things from the grave, or the owner might come back for them." "Does your grandmother understand a lot of things?" But the next day the friend came early in the morning. His face was frightened. "I had a dream last night," he said, "that the old baron came back and wanted to take his present. I could not remove the ring from my hand, and then the baron wanted to cut off my hand. Then I woke up, but when I wanted to take the ring off, I couldn't. Help me take it off." The boy's friend's finger was swollen and the ring wouldn't come off. They tried to put oil on the finger, but they still couldn't get the ring off. Then the boy got a pair of wire cutters and bit the ring off. The friend wanted to throw the ring away, but the boy said, "We have to put it back where it belongs." That's what the grandmother said. They ran to the ruins, but no matter how much they looked, they couldn't find the place where the old baron's grave was. So they decided to leave the ring in the ruins. And when their friend took the ring out of his pocket, they saw that the ring was whole again. They put the ring on the ground and covered the top with leaves so that other boys would not accidentally find it. But when the boy got home, he got a call from his friend. "He's here." "Who?" "The old baron." "The ring," the friend answered and cried. "When I got home, it was in my pocket. I am afraid. At night the baron will come for it and cut off my hand. What shall I do?" "You must trick the old baron," said the boy, "as they do in fairy tales. Take your old things, stuff them with straw and put the ring inside. And then take this doll and take it somewhere far away. And tomorrow grandmother will come to visit us, and I will ask her what to do." "All right," said the friend, "I will do so." In the morning the boy immediately ran to the friend's house. He decided that it would be better to let the friend come to visit him, and when his grandmother arrived, they would ask together what they should do. But when he came to his friend's house, the boy realized that he was too late. Near the house stood a police car and an ambulance. And around the house stood people. What happened there? The boy asked one of the adults. The boy died. Someone climbed in the window and strangled him. He was dressed like a scarecrow, with straw sticking out of his clothes. "And the ring?" asked the boy. That boy had a ring on his hand with a red stone. "What ring?" The adult was surprised. That madman cut off both of the boy's arms up to the elbows and took them away with him.